Okay, so I have to be very honest and I have to admit something. I am guilty of the very thing that I'm going to talk about. And what I'm guilty of is leaving money on the table. And the reason that I leave money on the table is because when you get a day job, you get used to certain things. If you have a paycheck coming in, as a creative, as an artist, if you want to be an entrepreneur, sometimes that day job can be just as detrimental as not having a job. And I'll explain. When you have a day job, what happens is a reliance upon that check. So sometimes you never get around to treating your aspirations as you do your current day job. Um, and because of that, you procrastinate and you look up and time has gone by. You haven't worked on anything, and you haven't really exploited the talents that you have. You haven't put those talents out there. You haven't put them to use. There's a myriad of things. I can make a whole video on what I'm not using as an artist that I could be monetizing right now. And it's because it's a lot of work. Well, when you've gone to work and you get off of work, you don't want to go back to work, especially if you're involved in a job that isn't readily paying right then and there. And that's the situation of being an entrepreneur. That's the reality. Um, you have to have that belief going in first. Otherwise, it makes things 10 times more difficult to get the ball rolling. So we're kind of living in a day and age where the new model of the artist is you're a slash. You are a slash visual artist. You are a slash um, um, I don't know. You could be a visual artist, an illustrator, a painter, a sculptor. You could be all these different things. You might have a strong social media background. You know how to do all of these things. And you may work in different styles. You know, it's a gift and a curse for me because I work in series, but I work in different styles. Well, each one of those styles, what I found out constitutes a different opportunity for monetary gain. It's just a matter of taking those first steps. And I've done it in the past, but the times that I've done it have always been when it's DEFCON 5, it's D-Day, and things are at stake. If you can maintain that same mentality of urgency when nothing's at stake, that's when you get the best work done. Um, it's the same as when, as an artist, you may have a client, a commission, and you have to get it done at a particular time. That's when you devote the time that you really should be devoting when it's not an urgent situation. You should be devoting the same amount of effort in times in downtime, especially since time is limited. If you work a 9 to 5, then you may have to sacrifice, and instead of having Saturday and Sunday off, you don't have Saturday morning off, or you don't have Sunday morning off. Or if you're really, just a go for broke person, you just don't have one of those days off completely. The payoff of it is that you're closer to your goal and you're closer to closure. Because if something's not going to work after you've gone through the steps of setting up an artistic a business, whether you're doing T-shirts, whether you're doing print on demand, whether you're selling original work and you have to do marketing and you have to meet clients. Um, if you're not doing the work, then you're not going to get the results that you want. So you have to commit to the work. Um, you have to commit to that day, and if you're able to do that for a whole day, my hat's off to you. And understand that those sacrifices don't always yield immediate results. So set those long-term goals, set those short-term goals, but really embrace the concept of being a slash. If you are slash an artist, slash an illustrator, slash a filmmaker, and you do all of these things, sit down one day and look at what that really means as far as your income streams, your revenue streams. You'd be very surprised, I guarantee, to see all of the money that you're leaving on the table, um, simply by not understanding your value, what you're worth, and your ability as a creative.